G'day, mate. Welcome to the Life and a Bookshelf podcast with Beck Mills. This is the place to hang out if you are a lover of conversation, connection, random musings, all about life after 30 years of age, including motherhood, books, reading, learning, growing. If you are into personal development, and also making a really positive impact in your own life, the people around you, and also your wider community, then you are in absolutely the right spot. I hope you enjoy today's episode. Hey, welcome in for today's episode. We are talking all about words of the year. Maybe it's something you do, maybe it's something you don't, versus words of the year versus like a traditional New Year's resolution. And there's so much talk about this at this time of year, and maybe you're already over it. I know I was feeling a bit like, every second person is saying it, but in saying that, I have been thinking a lot about it. I've been working my way through like a reflection of the year, or like a yearly review, which I find is incredibly powerful, because like as I was working through, I was like, so many things had just slipped under the radar, I'd forgotten about, and then all of a sudden I was like, oh my God, that actually happened this year. Let me know if you do like a review of the year, like a bit of a reflection at the end of the year, or whether you just go gung-ho into the new year. Happy Dory. I would love to hear it. You can DM me on Instagram, Life and a Bookshelf Podcast. And yeah, I would love to hear, do you do the word of the year as well? This is something that probably, I reckon it was probably 4 or 5 years ago that I started finding a word, I guess, that really resonated with what I wanted to bring into the new year. It somehow reflected a little bit of what I wanted to let go of from the previous year as well. But something that I found really helpful, the only time I didn't find it helpful was if I wasn't, I guess, reviewing or reflecting on it in any way. So I guess your intention is really powerful here too. So if I like wrote the word really big on a piece of paper, or just put it on a post-it note and put it on my desk, or like on my computer screen, that was really, really helpful. Some people like to create like a bit of a vision board kind of thing, picture of some sort around it, and just pop it up somewhere visible. Which all those things can be really, really helpful. Some people, another one I heard, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to try that, is the screensaver. Oh my God, my dog's going crazy. You can probably hear him. He's just next to me, sorry. Frank, quiet down. It's just going nuts. Is to do the screensaver. So like either put it on your desktop wallpaper, or you could put it on your phone lock screen or whatever. So I'm going to share with you what my word is for the year for 2024 coming up, because I've been going through the year review of 2023, and this is something that I haven't really made space and time for, and really want to bring that into the days and the weeks and the whole of the year in 2024. And we're going to talk a little bit about New Year's resolutions as well quickly. If like me, a few years ago, I would make my resolutions, I would make my whatever it was. I had like top 10 goals for the year, which is a lot. And the truth is, and the fact is, that most New Year's resolutions are kind of redundant, and they kind of get pushed to the side and kind of fail. I guess in some words fail. I mean, that's a pretty big word. After 2 weeks. And I think it's, number one, because the intention behind it. Number two, maybe there hasn't been a reflection on the year that's been. Number three is because there is so much in the media about, new year, new you, when really it's just the next calendar day that we fall into. But we find ourselves, surrounded by this fresh, I guess, energy, especially if you've had a tough year. You're like, right, this year coming, this is the year. And I totally get that. It is a chance, a fresh slate, a clean slate, a chance to start over. But I'm a big believer we can do that every single day. Every single day we can do that. Clean slate, 1 hour to the next, we can do that. Which is easier said than done, because sometimes she just goes downhill in a day. So sometimes it's like, right, sleep on it, wake up, fresh slate. But I feel like, this is what I used to do. I used to beat myself up at the end of the year mentally for what I didn't achieve, what I didn't do, how the year just flew, and I didn't make time for this or that, and didn't achieve this goal or that. Anyway, I used to beat myself up mentally for it, and then be like, it's a new year, here's my top 10 goals. And I'd find that I was repeating the same kind of goals and hoping something different would happen in the new year, or I'd change the way I was doing something, or we're just such creatures of habit, right? Unless we make like a very specific focus on changing a habit or creating a new habit, letting go of an old habit, that intention is got to be there, nice and strong. Oh my God, this dog. Frank, calm down, puppy, calm down. He's got the zoomies, I think. Anyway, he's got his little Frankie teddy thing. Oh, God. It's going to end up in pieces one day. So, yes, I fully believe like the intention behind it is so important. And you're more than likely like me. You've had New Year's resolutions in the past. You've had goals or whatever. You start strongly at the start of the year. And I think this hype, this, new year, this hype is, the whole, like, we get so much marketed at us towards the end of the year, towards Christmas. And then as soon as Christmas done, it's, the marketing, like, do you want to lose weight? Do you want to get fit? And we're just bombarded with all this new stuff. Do you want to do that thing you've always wanted to do this year? Now's the time. And so we think we have to buy all this stuff to get started. I'm just not a fan. It is just very trying. And I would love to hear what you're thinking about it as well. I do get sucked in sometimes. I think we all do. We're all human, right? We have our days. But yeah, New Year's resolutions, I don't know the exact percentage, but it's something like 95% of them are pretty much kaput within the first few weeks of January. So we make them maybe January 1st and start gung-ho, and then by the third week we're off the wagon, so to speak. Whether that's, anything to do with some sort of diet, some sort of health regime, new gym program, whatever it is. They're just some really, really common ones. So I feel like just leading on from that to creating a word of the year and somehow reminding yourself of what that means throughout the year, not just on January 1st and then just kind of tucking it away in your diary or something. I think that's really powerful, reflecting on that or seeing it visually is super powerful. And I'm going to share with you my word of the year for 2024 is going to be create. Nice and simple. I've had all sorts of different words in the past. I'm trying to think of some different ones I've had. I know I've had shine. I know I've had connection, my brain. There's been others. But I really remember shine being for 2020, at the start of 2020. And, well, yeah, that kind of went. It was more to do with getting visible, getting comfortable with getting visible online in my business at the time, and really like trying, getting out there and being myself, because I felt like that needed working on. But yes, this year is create, and I'm really, really excited with this word. I've done a bit of journaling around it, just on a bit of paper, what that means. So I want to share it with you, and just what I'm going to do to help to remind myself about it throughout the year, and really remind myself, like, am I making time for this? Like I really wanted to. Remember when I said this word at the end of 2023? So couple of things. Create, as in creativity in general, but not just specifically like painting or drawing or stuff like that, but in lots of different ways. So creativity, but actually making time and space in my days to be creative. And that may not look like sitting down and doing a DIY project or sitting down and drawing something or sitting down and, I don't know, writing something, or it might be, I don't know, getting creative and changing the way that I normally cook something or take notes or, like lots of different things. So I'm thinking about like create as in with my hands. So yes, DIY projects. Drawing is something that I want to do. Talking about 30-day challenges the other day, and I saw one for drawing and I was like, oh, it like really called to me. And then as soon as I was like, oh yeah, I should try that, I was like, no, you're a crap drawer. You've never been able to draw. It always brings you down and blah, 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 blah. All this negative self-talk crap. Oh my God, my dog has got, you can probably hear that. That's going to be really, really annoying on the recording. I'm so sorry. I'll see if I can just, I don't even know what it is. I found an empty milk bottle before and he was going nuts. Anyway, let's start that again. So yeah, it might be drawing. And yes, I'm going to give that a try, but I instantly went into like self-destruction. I was like, no, you can't draw. So I don't know if that like goes back to somewhere in childhood, something got triggered, I don't know. But I used to really love drawing. So yeah, that came up and I was like, cool, that'd be cool, something to try. In DIY projects, I love making stuff out of old stuff and making it new again. Creating with my mind as well, so things like writing, with my eyes, so photographing things. I love photographing. I love getting out in nature, anywhere really, at the beach, sunrises, sunsets, trees, flowers, animals. So like I really love that, and I really love that as a kid as well. So I'm going to make time for that. Creating with my voice, so like this podcast, continuing this podcast and connecting with you here, and connection in general with voice. I think like I'm reminding myself to speak up when I have something to say, which I think would come naturally at this age, nearly 35, but it doesn't always, and something that I want to actively work on for 2024. Creating with my heart as well. So, family time, family adventures, doing different things with the kiddos. And another big one is creating change. So educating, continuing to educate myself, continuing to learn every day, reading more books, and then, of course, putting into action what resonates and what I learn and what's really important to me. I've got a few really cool book recommendations about creativity in general. So I'm excited to get some of those in the Amazon cart, or if I find them at the op shop too, because that's always a good place to look. One of them was like all of Julia Cameron's books, which I had heard the name, but I've never actually read any of her books. So her really famous one is The Artist's Way. It's been around for a really long time. But she's written like Right for Life, The Vein of Gold, Seeking Wisdom, Walking in This World, The Listening Path, so many different ones there. So I'm excited. I did this thing yesterday. I set up my Amazon, I guess it's like a save for later. It's like not in your cart, but you save it for later. Just as a way of like a list, I guess, in a way. But I like being able to see the covers of the book. So like if I am in the op shop or whatever, I'm like, oh, that looks familiar. Check my list. Yep, that's the book. Instead of just like writing the name of the book and the author, I quite like seeing it like that. So just a little tip if you like that as well. Another one was The Creative License, giving yourself permission to be the artist you truly are, by Danny Gregory. Excited to look at that. What was the other one? Oh, Living Out Loud by Kerry Smith. Yeah, I put a few in the cart yesterday and I was like, I'm so excited. Oh, The Creative Habit, Learn It and Use It for Life by Twyla Thorpe. So these are some really cool recs that I got. So I've just, Draw Every Little Thing was another one by Flora Waycott. And I've just popped them in my cart, saved them for later. And then I've got like a reoccurring reminder every month, to have a look and maybe have a look at a book, just as part of something that I want to do in 2024. And that, they're about creativity as such, but creating change and action and stuff. There's so many other recommendations that I'm excited to really check out, and lots to do with I'm really interested in in more in terms of environmental, so much. So I'll keep you posted on that as we go through the year. I guess I would absolutely love to know if you like to do a word of the year. Please DM me on Instagram. I'd love to hear what your word of the year is going to be for 2024. Or if you don't, if you do just like traditional resolutions and goals and you love that, I would love to hear that too. I haven't had a great experience with it, but I know people out there will have. It's just, you see the majority, I guess, is where they kind of flop a few weeks into January. That's what the research kind of says. But I would love to hear if you do that as well, and it works out for you. That'd be really cool to hear. Just a quick one today as we're heading in towards the Christmas period. I might have a couple more recordings for you before Chrissy, and then we'll have a little bit of a break, and then I'll be back in Jan. But yes, keep an eye out for those, and I hope you have a really good day. Take care. Create some time and some space for you today, even if it's just a couple of minutes doing something that makes you happy. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining. I love connecting with you here. And hey, if you want to be the first to know when a new episode drops, just jump on my newsletter list. The details and link is below in the show notes for you. I hope you have a wonderful day. You absolutely deserve it. Until next time. See ya.